What's up everyone, and welcome back to the MMA Zone. Today, let's get started with Khamzat Chimaev goes off on Bo Nickal. With Khamzat Chimaev's move to middleweight on the horizon, there has been much talk of a potential showdown with Bo Nickal down the line. In fact, Nickal has seemingly been on a collision course with Chimaev since before he ever made his debut in the UFC. As arguably the single greatest collegiate wrestler in US history, Nickal has no shortage of confidence when it comes to his ability to capture UFC gold. During a recent episode of the MMA Hour, however, Chimaev shut down talk of a fight between the two being competitive at the present moment.
If they put against me that guy now, I'm gonna break him like in 3 rounds. And if they put me later, they'll make like some fun fights for everyone.
He said he could beat you right now.
He has to be stupid, brother, if you think like that.
With that said, Chimaev admitted that he thinks Nickal could notch a win over middleweight champion Alex Pereira right now. With a 4-fight win streak as a professional MMA fighter, Nickal seems to have seamlessly made the transition to the big stage thanks to his grappling abilities. After picking up a win in his professional debut, he rattled off 2 straight wins on Dana White's Contender Series to earn a UFC contract and eventually his 4th professional win. So far, no word yet on who Chimaev may compete against next. But from the sounds of things, he's targeting a summer return to action after Ramadan. During his MMA Hour appearance, he stated that he wanted to face off against a top-ranked middleweight on the potential UFC Fight Night Sweden card in July, before making a quick turnaround at UFC 294 in Abu Dhabi, where he hopes to fight Leon Edwards for the welterweight title. Do you think Chimaev and Nickal will ever clash inside the octagon? Belal Muhammad threatens to slap Colby Covington. After Colby Covington was controversially named the welterweight #1 contender, he earned widespread criticism for threatening to leave popular commentator Jon Anik's children fatherless. The comments fueled widespread support for Anik and saw several fighters step up to defend him and his work in the commentary booth. During a recent interview with MMA Fighting, Muhammad said that it was officially on site between he and Covington. "You're threatening a guy like Jon Anik? I texted Jon, and I said, I can't wait to come to Miami in 2 weeks because I'm cornering my teammate Ignacio Bahamondes, and I wish I see Colby there. I wish that he even looks at Jon in a certain way of disrespect. I swear I'm gonna walk right up to him and slap him right in his mouth." As Muhammad pointed out, Covington actually turned down the chance to coach the Ultimate Fighter opposite him. In addition, Muhammad said the UFC was targeting a May 6 fight between the two and a UFC 286 clash, but both fell through. With Covington now seemingly next in line for the belt, many are wondering how things will play out if the welterweight champ sticks to his guns and refuses to fight the former 2-time title challenger, given his inactivity and lack of wins over ranked opponents. As UFC President Dana White revealed during the UFC 286 post-fight press conference, the promotion is targeting a showdown between Muhammad and Shavkat Rakhmonov later this year, solidifying the fact that Muhammad likely isn't getting a title shot next. How do you see the potential fight playing out? Drop your predictions in the comments section below. Chito Vera sounds off on title fight matchmaking. As Chito Vera is well aware, oftentimes rankings don't determine who gets the next title shot. And as confusing as that is, he's okay with it. While referencing the upcoming UFC 288 bantamweight title fight between Aljamain Sterling and Henry Cejudo, who has not competed since the first half of 2020, Vera said it's hard to know who's going to get the next crack at the belt. The expectation was that after Cejudo fought for the title, Sean O'Malley would fight the winner following his controversial decision victory over Peter Yan at UFC 280. Now, however, Merab Dvalishvili sits as the division's #1 contender according to the UFC's official rankings. With plenty of options for the UFC, Vera knows that his immediate focus must be on Corey Sandhagen, who he meets in the octagon on Saturday night.
I wake up every morning thinking, there's a lot of job to get done, so it doesn't really matter who's in front of me. I focus on just get better, and I've been showing that fight to fight. I feel like when people start looking past things and they start looking like this is what I want after, this is who I want to fight, fuck, you can predict fighting, you know what I'm saying? Like even if you get to the Mystic Mag level and you predict maybe 3 times, you can't predict it forever, so.
With a big win on Saturday, how do you think things play out for Vera and the rest of the bantamweight division's top contenders? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Before we continue, make sure you give that like button some love and be sure to subscribe to the MMA Zone for all of the latest news. Conor McGregor takes shots at Ali Abdelaziz once again. During the build-up to Conor McGregor's highly anticipated showdown with Khabib Nurmagomedov, he engaged in a heated beef with Dominance MMA head Ali Abdelaziz, who manages the Eagle. During a recent Twitter rant, McGregor took aim at some of the top coaches in all of MMA, including TriStar Gym's Faraz Zahabi, striking coach Trevor Whitman, AKA's Javier Mendez, and several others. The tweet was apparently meant to be a promotion for SBG Ireland, with McGregor claiming that the system John Kavanagh has created is shining through and bearing fruit. That received a response from Abdelaziz, who questioned whether McGregor was taking drugs, given that the Irish star remains the only UFC champion from Kavanagh's gym. In addition, he pointed out that Javier Mendez played an integral role in training Khabib Nurmagomedov, who famously defeated McGregor. The former two-division champion was quick to respond with a scathing tweet directed at Abdelaziz. "Hey, staying on the game. I'm talking as of now, it is beginning to bear fruit. We beat their system of fighting on tough. It's locked down. It's no wonder pants scurried. There's no competing now. The head of the style is too fat and afraid to compete again. So we win. You can't compete with us. Watch and witness, you rat." With this rivalry not going anywhere anytime soon, stay tuned for updates as they become available. Dustin Poirier reacts to potential Justin Gaethje rematch. After Justin Gaethje picked up a big win over Rafael Fiziev at UFC 286, he set his sights on either a rematch with Charles Oliveira or a rematch with Dustin Poirier. With Oliveira currently booked for what many believe to be a lightweight #1 contender fight with Beneil Dariush, Poirier seems like the logical opponent for the highlight. During a recent interview with Fansided MMA, the Diamond spoke about the potential rematch, saying the fear associated with fighting someone like Gaethje is exactly what he needs to get himself motivated for a fight. While revealing his plans to fight over the summer, Poirier weighed in on a potential rematch with Gaethje.
It's a fight that makes me nervous, and when I hear a name and I get nervous, it's motivation. You know, those are the kind of fights that I like. Same thing with Chandler. When I heard Chandler's name, when they called me with Michael Chandler, I was nervous because I knew the dangers of those kind of fights, and that's what motivates me. So same thing with Justin. If they do call me and he's the name that they say, maybe it happens. We'll see.
With both men interested in the fight, it seems as though the ball is now in the UFC's court. Should the two men wind up clashing inside the octagon once again, how do you see things playing out? Sound off in the comments section below. And now for the breaking news story of the day. We have Dana White releasing UFC fighter Augusto Sakai after his recent victory over Don'Tale Mayes. The Brazilian heavyweight finished his deal with the UFC in February with a victory, but Augusto and the UFC couldn't come to an agreement on a new deal. He was on a 4-fight losing streak before his win over Don'Tale Mayes. Do you agree with the UFC for releasing Augusto Sakai, or should he get another contract to try to prove himself once more? Jorge Masvidal talks alleged Colby Covington assault. During a recent appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience, popular welterweight Jorge Masvidal spoke about a long list of topics, including the alleged assault of Colby Covington outside of a Miami steakhouse. While explaining the fault between he and Covington many years ago was a result of Covington refusing to pay one of his coaches, Masvidal vowed to get his revenge on the former two-time title challenger.
So this is when we cut ties, me and him. My striking coach trained him from his amateur all the way to his Rafael dos Anjos fight. And he did a handshake deal with him, 5% on your fights. You know, if you make $1,000, you make $500,000. 5% is what you're gonna pay me, because that's what Joel Romero pays me, that's what Jorge Masvidal pays me, that's what all the guys that train with him pay him, you know, and he's like, and they shook hands on it. As soon as Colby made money, what did he do? Didn't pay my coach. So since then I was like, bro, I want to fucking take a bite to his fucking neck, and my coach is like, don't do it, bro. You'll fight him, and that's how you'll get him for both of us. You know, I didn't get him that time, but I promise you, before my career's over, I'm gonna murder Colby in the cage legally.
Rogan then asked what happened between the pair illegally, referencing the alleged punch outside of a Miami steakhouse.
Allegedly, a lot of things happened.
Allegedly.
I don't know. They're saying a lot of things, but it's all allegedly, cuz man. Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about, man. But legally, in the cage, in the UFC, I'm gonna snatch his soul one way or another. And
only time will tell whether the pair will clash inside the octagon once again. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe and click the notification bell to stay up to date with MMA news every day. Here are the top comments from yesterday's video. Dana wants the Colby versus Leon in the hope Conor beats Michael and Colby also wins. That press tour would be insane. Fairy tale though, cause Conor will only come back to fight Nick Diaz. Someone replied with, damn, that's crazy. When did Dana tell you this? Leon, I gasped because of altitude. Uncle Dana. You will fight Colby on Mount Everest. Colby is talking from a point of experience. His life has improved dramatically now that he plays nice with the UFC. And those were the top comments from yesterday's video. If you want to be featured on our next video, make sure to leave a comment and don't forget to check out yesterday's video in case you missed it. Today's video was packed with some juicy stories from the fight world. What are your thoughts about what's going on in MMA? Don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to the MMA Zone to see more videos just like this. See you next time.